Hey, it's the Franchise Show. Welcome to Lonely Friday, the loneliest night of the week, the lonely night that started it all. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now on this loneliest of all Friday nights. What else you got going on? I am happy to be here. I hope you're ready for a great weekend. I hope wherever you are, the weather's good. Beautiful weather here in New York today. It just puts you in a good mood. You forget. Everybody's like, seasonal depression. No, I don't have seasonal depression. But I don't know why I'm so happy when the sun's out. That's normal. That's actually normal. You don't realize how miserable you've been all winter. Speaking of miserable, Hot Dog is here with us today. Welcome,
Hello.
Hot Dog. And I'm not saying you're miserable. I'm just saying now everybody else is.
Okay. Well, I'm being a little bit miserable. I was celebrating St. Patrick's yesterday, so I'm still hungover. But it feels good, like you said, to have some sunlight here. So
Yeah, I didn't realize you were Irish. I would have.
any drinking holiday, I will. What's the word for that? I will make my own. I will.
Yeah, no,
exploit.
I don't even. I feel like anytime there's an opportunity to be included, you'd like to be.
Yeah. Went to an Irish pub.
You did? You were
I did.
Irish. Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day. That's beautiful.
Yeah, there was at some point they stopped everything, and they said they stopped all the music and all that, and said this is for the first responders of 9/11, and we did a toast for them.
I'm glad.
I don't understand the connection, but
9/11 is a very sad day.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
St. Patty's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we're toasting, that should be on the short list, right? I mean, whatever the toast is. One for St. Patrick's Day, one for the first responders. Let's go. They're not doing it for the COVID first responders anymore?
No, it was for 9/11.
Okay. They said, yeah, that was a hoax. We're not doing that.
Yeah. But this is weird. It's daytime, and we're doing Loneliest Night.
Well,
this is the first time, I feel like.
You have to wonder if that's going to maintain. I don't know if you saw this week, but they're trying to legislate. They're trying to pass a law that would say, okay, we're done with daylight savings. I guess it passed through Congress, and now it's got to go through the Senate or something like that. I mean, I was like, is this like a prep burger water cooler talk bill that they're passing? Like, is there's no reason for this. Like, even having conversations about daylight savings is annoying to me. I can't imagine going theoretically through high school and taking AP government classes and, because one day you want to make a real difference, and then getting into a great college because you worked really hard in high school, maybe getting a scholarship, an educational scholarship, and then going in, and then probably getting out of college but going to law school. A lot of politicians are lawyers, so going to law school and really having a passion for the law, reading it to the letter, interpreting it just like one day you'd love to interpret the Constitution, getting it to your town or your city or your state or whatever it is that you represent, and finally achieving the dream of getting to hold elected office and represent your people and change the world. And Monday morning comes around. What are we talking about? The fact that we're on the brink of nuclear war? No. The fact that we can't decide whether the pandemic is over or we're all just tired of it? No. Well, then what's on the docket? We're going to make daylight savings stop. Okay. All right. You ever notice how tired you get on Monday? Oh, yeah, thanks. I'm glad you brought that up here. The one place that I thought I could avoid mundane party conversation. I don't like conversations that people have that take no work, no information. You didn't hunt information at all. You woke up and realized the clock was different, and you said, I'm going to ride this out for the next 3 weeks. I'm not interested. And so,
isn't it crazy though? Isn't it crazy?
It doesn't look. I mean, it's not that difficult to figure out. You go like this. Well, we're not gonna have daylight savings anymore, so we don't have to go through that time change. You're like, okay, and then somebody else goes, but then it'll be dark at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, oh yeah, that'd be fucked up. Okay, never mind. Daylight savings is fine. Like, what? Can you imagine going to school when it's dark out still, and it's like that's just the regular time you go to school? That's when farmers wake up. That's not when the children wake up to. Either way, it doesn't matter. I don't care. If you know what,
sucked into it.
Exactly. I'm getting sucked into the conversation, and it annoys me because the fact is that if daylight savings was outlawed or lawed or however you're referring to it.
Illegal, forbidden.
If it was forbidden, and then they brought it back like 5 years from now, and my wife just, as we were going to bed, said, don't forget it's daylight savings, I probably would never have noticed that we hadn't done it in 5 years. I probably wouldn't have even realized that we gave it up for 5 years because I don't care. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, how in a free society does the government have control of what time it is? Like, that's
Yeah, we're gonna add 13 o'clock to this.
That shouldn't.
Why not?
Like, it's a clock. It's the calendar. The Mayans figured it out decades ago. Could have been even centuries. The Mayans already worked the whole thing out. How can a congressman be like, I'd like to pass a law so we can decide what time it is? Doesn't it at all feel like an overreach of power? A little?
I will accept it this time. I think this is a bipartisan agreement that we can get rid of this lunacy.
What? Talking about daylight savings?
No,
that's what should be outlawed.
savings.
That's what should be outlawed. Somebody should have brought that to Congress and said, I'd like to propose this bill. And they'd be like, you're fired. You can't fire me. I'm an elected official. Well, we have to. If you're so stupid that this is what you're going to bring us, then you're fired.
Yeah, you know, the kids could deal with the darkness. They'll get an extra hour of light.
You actually are sitting there caring.
I do. I really do. Yeah.
It's the same amount of time. The days are long.
It's not. You're out at 6 o'clock and it's pitch dark.
Who cares?
Versus right now, look at it. Look outside your window. I know you're in the studio, but it's beautiful right now. And it's 6 o'clock. 3 weeks ago, it would have been dark.
You will have the same amount of beautiful if it's like it's 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, whatever. Well, it's really confusing. I don't want to lose an hour of sleep a year. Oh, an hour of sleep a year must be so tough.
Good point. It's a good point.
An hour of sleep a year. Meanwhile, all these nudniks are talking about like, oh, I love to travel. The same people that would tell you, I want to outlaw daylight savings are the people that would go, you got to take some time for yourself and travel. Really? So you'll travel to a different time zone, experience the sensation known as jet lag, but you will bitch for months on end that you lost a single hour of sleep. And you didn't even lose the hour of sleep. The hour of sleep, you loaned it to yourself earlier in the year.
Well, that's because when you're on vacation, time is, a construct.
You never got home from a vacation tired because you got jet lagged?
I always make sure I take the day after
Of course you do.
my vacation off.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Why can't more people be like Kim Kardashian? Just work, hot dog. Why don't you just get up off your poor lazy ass and work? That's how Kim did it. Why can't the rest of you do it?
It doesn't make sense to just jump straight in from a vacation to work. It's like undoing everything.
Well,
you need a buffer.
That's why so many people have trouble keeping up with the Kardashians, because they just jump right in. Fuck jet lag. It's time to go to work, ladies. Let's sell some makeup.
Work.
Exactly. You got to sell some makeup. Don't check Instagram. Your ex is on there again talking about your kids. Go back to work. I mean, look, if my life was as chaotic as the Kardashians, I would want to work all the time too. But come on. You're going to tell the guy in the office who's sitting there at a miserable job, if you just worked more hours, you'd be as big as Kim Kardashian. Like,
get off your ass.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy when people achieve success and they like get there. Like they achieve these amazing things like Kim Kardashian has. She's like changed the entire landscape of what famous is. She's not just famous. She's redefined what it is to the point where now Pete Davidson can just be famous. He's not even on SNL anymore, I don't think. I turned that show. I never see that guy on SNL.
That's his side gig. That's what he does for some beer money.
Yeah. Like it's just for fun. Like you know what Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson do for a living? They go to In-N-Out. So that TMZ can go like, look, they're at In-N-Out. And everybody's like, did you hear? They were at In-N-Out. And I'm like, I can't. Let's go back to daylight savings. I can't do this. I can't have the conversation. But it's so crazy to me. So Kim Kardashian is doing this interview, I guess. And she says something to the effect of, Kim Kardashian told women to get up and work. Some people are saying it's hypocritical. No, it's shitty. It's not. The problem is not that it's hypocritical. It's shitty. In a variety.
Yeah, I don't see how it's hypocritical.
I don't think it. Yeah, nobody. Kim Kardashian works a lot. Like, if you think that Kim Kardashian hasn't done a lot of work to get to where she's at, you're kidding yourself. Like, just because she's, famous and hanging out in Calabasas and doing all this shit, like, she's always doing something.
It's not, a construction job or something.
It's not. She's not laying brick. No, hot dog.
No.
She's not digging ditches. But she does work a lot. She sounds like a shithead. I think that's the issue that people have. I don't think people are going, well, you don't work hard. I think people are going, go fuck yourself.
Yes.
In a variety, because that was kind of my instinct to it. I was like, well, fuck you. It says, in a variety profile published this week, the Kardashian-Jenner women discussed making money, their reality TV legacy. Oh, man. I really want to hear about their reality TV legacy. I'm bummed that I only got the quotes. I didn't read this whole interview. And their sprawling empire of lifestyle brands. One quote from the feature has social media users bristling. Oh, you don't want to get social media bristling.
Bristling.
You don't want social media bristling, hot dog. You don't want these streets bristling. And the streets are bristling. I have the best advice for women in business, Kardashian told Variety. Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. Oh, I forgot. In touch person of the people, Kim Kardashian, probably really knows the pulse of the nation. All the average people that she spends time around every day. She probably totally knows whether people want to work or not.
And she came from nothing. She knows.
She knows. She took offense over the public assumption that she's famous for being famous. And she brought up, I had sex with Ray J and my dad got OJ off. That's not actually in there.
Okay.
That's not.
Wow.
She said, we focus on the positive. Yes, Kim. Yes, Queen. Yes, Queen. We focus on the positive. We work our asses off. If that's what you think, then sorry, we just don't have the energy for that. We don't have to sing or dance or act. We don't have to have any discernible skill. We don't actually do anything. I'm sorry, I'm going off on my own thing again. We get to live our lives, and hey, we made it. I don't know what to tell you. Those two quotes don't seem like they correlate.
It's a very, very high horse.
Get off. Oh, really? Well, maybe if you weren't so lazy, hot dog, you would get on the high horse as well. But instead, you sit around with your thumb in your ass, not working.
That is my problem. Yeah. I wish I could be that successful one day where I could just be disconnected from everything.
I'll tell you what, you would be if you got up off your ass, lady.
Goals.
You know why?
Goals.
Hot dog, you ready for this? You want me to blow your mind?
Mm-hmm.
You know why you wish you were more successful? Because you wish you were more successful. All the time that you're wishing, I'm working. Okay?
Ooh.
How do you like that? How do you like that? Maybe you wouldn't.
Fucking asshole.
Maybe you wouldn't have to wish so much if you weren't wishing so much. You ever think about that?
Stop wishing, start working.
Meanwhile, the entire Kardashian empire is predicated on the fact that rich people take nice vacations. That's the whole reason that the Kardashian lifestyle brand is successful. Because people want to look good in bikinis and hang out on the beach and marry Chris Humphries for a few days.
Remember that guy? Yeah.
He's the man. He's the man. Yeah. Yeah. It's really weird. And I mean, look, maybe we all have an off day. Maybe Kim Kardashian's off day was when she was surrounded by her entire family doing an interview for Variety magazine. Seems like a terrible time to have an off day, but it's possible. Mm-hmm. But it's always odd to me. I feel like if you're not if you're not successful, but you're getting there, right? Like you're working towards it,
Yeah.
then to have that attitude of more people need to work, I kind of get that. But when you achieve, right? When you achieve any sort of amount of success that is higher than average, you have to understand the element of good fortune that's at play. Like there
Always
are
gonna be there.
Yeah, like there are elements of luck, there are elements of genetic predisposition, not meaning like, meaning you're the family you were born to. Like the way you started.
Which is also luck. That's luck.
Sure. The luck of you got to the finish line faster, but where was your starting line versus other people's starting lines? Like there's all these things at play. And also that, like, how does your brain work versus how does this person's brain work? Like if you looked slightly different, not that Kim Kardashian is where she at because of her looks, but if she looked slightly different, would she be able to have the same effect on people? Probably not. It's tough to have a lifestyle brand if you're a UGGO, okay?
So it's like a weird advice to give to women in tech.
Get
Like,
up
don't
off
women in
your
tech
ass.
Don't they get taken advantage of and get paid less and all that stuff? And
Yeah, I read some Gamergate articles that'll blow your mind.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like nobody has.
Are women in tech like known as being lazy? It's not a thing.
No, I mean, not to my knowledge. Like, I've worked with women that seem like they're doing a pretty good job. You work with the gals, right, Hot Dog?
Mm-hmm.
Do they work?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I think we've kind of disproven the whole
And how
theory.
bad would it be if like a guy gave that advice to women in tech?
Oh God! if like Ryan Seacrest was like, yeah, I'm great on the radio. I'm great on like Regis and Kathy Lee or whatever the name of my show is.
Yeah.
And maybe some women would be too if they would start working.
She had a lot of good fortune going her way.
A lot of good fortune.
A lot of good.
Yeah,
a lot of the public reception for her this past month or so with like the Kanye stuff has been good. Like people have been warming up to her and kind of taking her side, and then she just threw it all away.
Yeah, which was a lot. It was really difficult to do that because it's really difficult to not take her side. Like there would be no reason not to, unless she said, "Hey, everyone would be just like me if you weren't all so lazy."
Yeah. We went, oh, Kanye's a shithead. He's treating Kim horribly. Poor Kim. And then we were reminded, oh, Kim is also a shithead.
That's the tough quote. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. Is that what it seems like? Like, where are we getting that from? I mean, it seems like there's more self-made people right now than there have been at any point in time. Like the fact that influencers make money, the fact that, every 2 weeks there's another startup. That guy from WeWork, he's got a show on Apple TV now. He was able to lie all the time and just make a big billion-dollar company. It didn't last that long, I mean, the company's still around, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's more self-made people across every form of industry.
All men, by the way, not women.
Good point, Hot Dog.
Well,
you know why? At first, I thought there might be some sexism at play, but then I read this article in Variety magazine. It turns out that, according to some, women are tremendously lazy. Tremendously. Yeah. Like women, like men are excelling, as women just won't work. Like they
is killing it.
They wake up, they do their nails, they watch their soaps. They make food. They complain with their girlfriends. It's like, and that's just I get my info from Kim Kardashian. I don't know what to tell you.
He's in tune.
That's where I learned it from. Yeah. Yeah. So I was, she's usually, especially, I mean, she comes from Hollywood. She's literally famous for being famous. So you would think that when that's your only job, all you have to do is when the time comes to promote a product, have sound bites that don't make you seem like a shithead.
Yeah. I think that's simple enough. That's a reasonable request.
Like, if you just don't be a shithead, people will watch your show on Hulu. I mean, look, people are going to watch the show on Hulu anyway, but like, people will do what you tell them to do if you're not a shithead. And Kim Kardashian's
be modest, maybe. A little grateful for your success.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. I know, yeah, sprinkle it in every now and then.
Exactly. I mean, God was just looking down, and I was blessed with opportunities that I still to this day am in a state of disbelief over. That goes a long way. People are like, you know what? I can get behind that.
And then do your shitty thing, whatever it is that you're gonna do.
Yeah, and then be a shithead privately, you know, and then somebody like, I think that tweet went out, and then or that quote went out or whatever, and then I read like one of the Twitter replies was, I spent however many months working on the Kardashians app. Many nights I did not get dinner, and there were multiple times that I called in sick because I couldn't afford gas because of how little I was getting paid.
Not working hard enough.
That's the point. I mean, and like, honestly, I don't know anybody that has that app, so I think it sucks. And I think it probably sucks due to, I guess, laziness.
Are you blaming is this a bottom down issue or bottom up or what's the phrase?
Generally, when you look at a company's problems, it's the workers' fault. Yes. Yeah. Usually you let that shit just keep rolling downhill. If you can chop the heads off of a bunch of people making 30 grand, you can usually solve all the problems of the company for sure.
Time to shake things up.
Up. Yeah.
Spiral the PAs.
Yeah. It's like in the NFL. They say last to arrive is the first to leave. Let's do it in business too.
Yeah.
I just graduated from my internship. Well, see ya. Tell your story walking. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a wild time. Speaking of Kim Kardashian, I did finish, and like the reason that I'm not really talking about like or I haven't done a full stupid breakdown about, all this drama with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Number one, I don't care. And number two, only bad can come of it. It's either fake or we're watching a person mentally disintegrate. Either way, if like either way, I don't want to sit here and be like, ooh, did you see? And maybe that's fresh in my mind because I finished the Genius show, the Genius Netflix docuseries, Jeen Yuhs. It's the story of Cootie and has a little bit of Kanye West sprinkled in.
So much, Cootie.
Well, Cootie needs to get his shine in too. I mean, Cootie just wants to make sure that everybody knows this wasn't just some guy with a camera following Kanye around. A lot of filmmakers make themselves invisible in the process. Cootie is like the Michael Moore of hip hop documentaries, where he is the movie. It's like, no, I'll take care of this. It was really interesting. We did a whole review on the first part of that. I'm gonna put that up as a clip within the next few days here on the channel. But I watched part 2 and 3 over the last couple days, and I'll tell you, part 2 was my favorite by a mile. I loved part 2, and that's really because so basically the way the doc works out is part 1 is all about Kanye's come up and like how hard this guy had to work just to be heard at all. And then part 2, trying to get the contract. Part 2 is the college dropout. It's the making of the college dropout. It's trying to get it released. It's Kanye's first album coming out. And I mean, dude, like the college dropout as an album meant so much to me when it came out. Like it is the album. So watching that album get made and hearing the verses get recorded and the guests come in and everything, like hearing the beat get played and figuring out the verse to this song, and it was just, I mean, it was mind-blowing for me. Mm-hmm. I loved it because I cherish that album so much. Just sitting in my living room singing along to all the songs as he's putting them together.
Cootie just talking about himself meantime.
Cootie's like, and while all that was going on, back at home, it was Christmas. All right, Cootie. He's about to do slow jams. Jamie Foxx is in the studio. She said she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross. Back at home, I was listening to Luther Vandross as well. Cootie, can we go back to Jamie Foxx? He's literally putting this thing together. Twist is probably going to come in at some point. But, I mean, it starts with the car crash, of course. The car crash that broke Kanye's jaw, and famously he had to wire it shut, and then he did Through the Wire. And that's kind of the story that pushed Kanye forward. Like, that was the narrative. Have you heard about this rapper, Kanye West? He's a producer. He did this song with his jaws wired shut. There's even a scene in the doc where he's playing the song for Pharrell. And it's a really nice scene because Pharrell finally gives, like, in the first episode, Pharrell kind of says hello to Kanye, but it's just like, you know, Kanye's just one of those hanger-on guys.
Yeah.
But in a second one, that's when Pharrell is like, Kanye, I didn't know. I knew everything else, but I didn't know. Like, he gives him all his props and
You're
everything.
the fucking man, yeah.
And then Kanye's like, wait. Before you go. I want to play Through the Wire for you. And Pharrell's like, okay. And, you know, the song starts coming on, you know. Shaka Khan sample. Everybody's vibing.
Yeah.
And then Kanye comes in and he's like, I drink a Boost for breakfast, a Inshore for dessert. Somebody ordered pancakes. I just sipped the scissor. And then he turns it down and he looks at Pharrell. And he's like, my jaws were wired shut. And then he puts it back up. You get it? Because my jaws, they couldn't open. You know what the best scene in the whole 3-part docuseries was?
I didn't watch the third, but go ahead.
It's in the second episode.
Okay.
They showed the Boost. The Boost that he drank, a Boost for breakfast. Remember, They showed the Boost. He goes to the dentist's office, and on his way out, Cootie got a close-up of the Boost, you know, shake. I was like, that's the Boost from the song.
Legendary.
Yeah, that's the Boost. I was also thinking about, after the first episode, and the fact that his retainer was such a big part of it. Imagine wearing your retainer that much, and then as soon as you're done wearing it, you break your jaw by mistake. Like, God damn it. Yeah. Like, I didn't have to wear the retainer at all.
The waste.
Yeah.
Man, I looked like a fucking nerd the whole time.
Yeah. The dentist was like, can't do a video. We're not going to be able to put it together. And Kanye's like, well, this could be the video. You know what's mind-blowing to me? So in the Through the Wire video, and the music video is iconic because it's his first big single. It's his first big music video. But, like, the whole video is, like, it's a green screen effect, but it's a big cork board, you know, with the push pins in it. And there's, like, Polaroids stuck to it. And then the Polaroids have a video in it, and it kind of transitions in, and you see the video play out, and it's like memories. It's a cool concept. It was actually a cork board. Like, I could have sworn that it was like a template. You know what I mean? I've all these years, I was sure that it was a template. But they literally used a real cork board. And then they put Polaroids with like a green screen.
Yeah, I did find that strange.
Over where the picture is. And then they played the song so they had it in time. And they literally just panned through the actual cork board. I swear, since 2002, 2003, whenever that song came out, I was like, this is a cool concept. They did a virtual cork board. And it's like, no. We just took our camera and we videoed a cork board. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I was watching that and I was like, this seems a lot more difficult than just
filming a cork board.
But I guess it was, yeah. But I guess it would have looked shitty or something in 2002, 2003. So I did find that interesting as well.
Yeah. Because I mean, all these years, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And it's also amazing, like, when you see something actually pan out. Like, we've been following this journey for, you know, a documentary and a half now. And it's like every time Kanye is about to get up to bat, somebody, like, it's not even that he strikes out. Somebody takes him off. No, you're not going to go up to bat this time. You're not going to go up to bat this time. You're not going to go up to bat this time. And it's like getting to watch it actually happen is kind of mind-blowing. Like, when he's, like, on, like, the set and doing, like, the photos for the college dropout, and there's actually a budget behind it, and there's a release date, and you're like, holy shit, like, this really became a thing. That Kanye that is this kind of weird kid that's just trying to get people to pay attention to him, that's the guy now who's like the biggest musician in the world. Like, that's crazy when you see, like, this is the moment. This is the exact moment that happened.
People don't know what's about to hit them either.
Mm-mm.
Watching that.
Mm-mm. And then, I don't know if you picked up on this, Hot Dog, but the roles start to reverse because as he's getting famous, Cootie is still videoing him, right? Cootie basically gets to be with Kanye until the end of Through the Wire. Once Through the Wire comes out and Kanye wins his Grammy, you know, the phone calls to Cootie start to slow down, unfortunately. But
yeah, he starts looking to other people to do that kind of work.
Yeah, and also Cootie kind of is offended by it. I think he's a little hurt by it. But
of course it is.
Like, if I was famous now, I probably wouldn't want a camera following me around all the time. Like,
yeah.
Like Kanye kind of real quickly entered that world where everything that he did, somebody was reporting on. So you probably don't want everything videotaped anymore. Once everybody's trying to videotape.
I'm tired of that.
Yeah. But it was really funny watching the roles reverse because Kanye West is talking about Jesus Walks. And he's playing the beat. Boom, 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 ba-da-dum, boom, boom. And, like, you know, this is like the song. And, like, there's somebody in the studio that was going, ha, ha, ha. It sounded like he said Jesus. And Kanye said,
yeah.
I did say Jesus. And Jesus Walks. It's a song about Jesus. All right. Okay.
Cool.
But he goes, you know who we got to get for this video, for this music video? And Cootie's like, who? Because Cootie also did the Through the Wire video. It was him that was shooting everything.
Yeah.
Cootie's
he did a great job.
Cootie's like, who do we have to get for Jesus Walks? And Kanye's like, Hype Williams. And Cootie's like, oh, you think so? I don't know. Like,
I could do it.
I mean, I could. We could try a couple of different things, but no, we got to do Hype Williams. I mean, if you think that's best, I don't know. And you go, oh man, this is
I feel like
now
that's where it started.
The way Kanye was trying to get Dame Dash to give him a record deal. Now all of a sudden, Cootie is like, but Kanye, like I did Through the Wire and we know each other. This was literally when Kanye
left my life for you.
Yeah. Well, that was his choice, by the way. Cootie chose to do that. He didn't.
At the time, I left Chicago and I quit my entire career.
Yeah, it wasn't a favor. Like, you got a Netflix doc out of it, okay? Like, it's like you didn't. Come on. It'd be like Hot Dog being like, and every Friday night I told him I'd do the show. It's like, then don't do the show, bro. Like, you know, like I don't need that guilt on my shoulders. But so yeah, the way that Kanye was like trying to get Jay-Z's attention and going like, well, I produced all those songs on the Blueprint, you know, give me a shot. Now all of a sudden Cootie's like, well, I've been here the whole time. I was a stand-up comedian. And Kanye's like, you're right. Hype Williams it is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, poor Cootie.
I mean, I get it, right? I mean, you need to. I would feel some kind of way if I was editing your stuff or recording your interviews, and all of a sudden you were like, you know who we got to go with, and then you just pull out this fucking.
If I'm having the conversation with you, and I'm like, Hot Dog, I just got a big look. I'm sitting down for 90 minutes with Vince McMahon. They said it went so well with McAfee, they're going to give it to me too. You know who we got?
That's awesome.
You know who we got to get to film it, right?
Yeah,
yes,
buddy.
Homeless Pimp. Yes, definitely.
What?
Homeless Pimp, man. He's doing so good with those clips for sure. Do you have his number?
Yeah, I sit by him at the kids' table.
Cool, man. Yeah. I said,
I've been with you this whole time.
Yeah, man.
Recording.
Yeah, then you know.
You love.
Then you know. then you know. Oh, okay. All right. So
I get it.
It gets a little darker in part 3, right? Part 3 is where it's like, oh man. So as Kanye's getting famous, he's not calling. I mean, Cootie's out. Cootie's out. And then Donda dies. Kanye's mom dies, and that's really sad because like there's all this footage of Donda, and she really is the angel that she's proclaimed to be. Donda West is an incredible woman. She's sitting there rapping along, like she knows his verses, and she's rapping with him. She supports her baby Kanye so much. It's an amazing thing to see. And even in the doc, it's like the more famous Kanye got, the more he relied on his mom. It's not like he got rid of everybody. He just got rid of Cootie. He hung out with his mom all the time. His mom quit and became his manager. And yeah, it was just Cootie. It wasn't the whole clique, you know. His mom was still around. And so his mom dies, and like Kanye stayed on tour. Like Kanye really didn't take any time off at all. That was when he was doing the Glow in the Dark tour, when he was touring Graduation, the album, I want to say with like Nerd and maybe Rihanna. I think that's what the Glow in the Dark tour was. Amazing that all three of those, like Pharrell, Rihanna, well, maybe not Pharrell, but Rihanna and Kanye West definitely are solo arena acts now. And there was three of them together to do an arena tour. But yeah, so he goes and he like meets him at one show, but like somebody else got him in, and he's like filming backstage and stuff, and Kanye's like, "Oh, yeah, hey man, how are you?" And it's just like, no, it's just like,
that sucked.
And then Kanye has like a Grammy party, I think, or some kind of party after he, and it's the same era. It's like the era when Kanye started wearing like gloves and like, remember he was wearing like a blazer with like a silk shirt that was totally unbuttoned. Mm-hmm. Remember that era? Like it was right before he went off on Taylor Swift, that era. And Kanye was drunk. And it was like Cootie decided to do interviews the same way he did interviews at Jermaine Dupri's party when he first met Kanye. And he was like, you know, just like, "Hey, yo, we're at the party. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?" Mm-hmm. So he's doing that at Kanye's party and interviewing Kanye. And Kanye's drunk off his ass. But he keeps calling Cootie the wrong name.
Oh,
and Cootie's pissed at him. Cootie's like, "I'm going to violate you." That's what he said to him. But like, yeah, Kanye's calling the wrong name. He doesn't really want anything to do with him.
Like you calling me shitloaf or D-bag.
Exactly. I'm like, "D-bag, what up, Travis?" And you're like,
what?
Such
confidence.
I got my arm around you. I'm like, "I'm here with my man, E-Rock." And you're like, what? That doesn't even, you both of us, you've known for so many years. How could you confuse us? Yeah, and so then, like, I mean, years keep going by. And, of course, as the years go by, we don't hear much from Kanye because Cootie's not in communication with him. But
yeah, like wasn't it like 20 minutes of that documentary was just him reporting what he saw in the media of Kanye? It wasn't like,
oh no, you'll be happy to know Cootie had a daughter. We do get to see footage from the birth of his daughter. It's not related to Kanye. It's just
no.
Cootie goes like, "Kanye didn't call me again, but everything happens for a reason, and I got to see my daughter." And then there's footage of like his daughters talking about how much she loves Kanye, and you're like, just following you, poor Cootie, Cootie,
rent free.
And so we go all the way forward. I mean, and this is past, like, you know, there's footage of him on Oprah, and Oprah being like, "I've heard you're very arrogant," and like, and. You know, there's the footage of the Taylor Swift thing and him on Jay Leno, and Jay Leno going, "What would your mother say about this?" It's like, I don't know. Go fuck yourself. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's my family, Jay.
Yeah.
And years and years. So, and we go past all that, past Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, past 808s, past everything, until we get to Pablo, all the way up to the life of Pablo. And Cootie does show up at the Pablo. Remember, he was doing like listening events with a fashion show. It was like the downscaled version of what he did, you know, with the sound that didn't work with Marilyn Manson. And Cootie showed up for it, and Kanye seemed legitimately happy to see him. And then Cootie starts to travel with him again. Like, Cootie went with Kanye and Kid Cudi to do stuff for Kids See Ghosts when they were putting that album together, and even like the Wyoming stuff. Like, very like within the last, you know, 3 years, Cootie was with Kanye. And it really seems like Kanye is at this weird place where he is just like, so many people have turned on him. And he's gotten so famous that he seems happy to have Cootie back in his life.
Yeah. Because
it puts him in touch with his roots. Like, he's like, "See, I'm still the same guy. I hang out with Cootie." That was the vibe that I got.
Yeah. I think I saw one scene where he looked so excited. He was introducing Cootie to some member, some place they were staying. He was like, this man right here, he was like with me since the beginning, all this stuff. Like, he was very happy to see.
Yes, exactly. And even in the third part, the scenes where you're actually watching Kanye work, like you see Kanye at the table talking to Adidas about what he wants for this shoe and his psychology behind it. And it's not like this crazy manic guy going, Pablo Picasso, and that's got shoes got to look like this. He's going like, man, I'm 35 pounds overweight because of this medication they got me on. But like, I still want to look at my feet and think that I'm slim. You know what I mean? And like, it scares me a little that the shoe is so bulky. What if we did it more like this? And he's drawing it. I'm like, this is great. And he's like drawing like conceptual artwork for Kids See Ghosts, and he's recording and stuff. And I'm like, when he's working on something that he feels and he's passionate about, he's still the fucking man.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, and this becomes so obvious, like in the scenes where he's just hanging out with people, that the people around him are kind of like just around him because he's Kanye. You know what I mean? And it's like, you don't want to piss off Kanye. He's the man.
Yeah.
But clearly, the people who disagree with him are not invited to stick around. So it's not like it's one of those things where there are people around him that are keeping out good influence and they're just parasites off him. There are people there that feel like they could be parasites, but it's also pretty clear that Kanye has probably ceased talking to people who disagree with him about stuff, which is a very unhealthy way to be.
Yeah, you need some criticism.
And you need more than that. You need people going like, dude, like, you're fucked up. We need to take care of you. And like, I know. And it's like, I know you were right about the music. I know you were right about the shoes. I know you were right about everything, but you got to stop. You have to stop and completely slow down. And like,
I had a feeling of his crew that's like his circle. There was a scene where they're driving around and he's watching the Tucker Carlson.
Dude, that's the closing scene, and it is incredible. So what leads up to that scene is that he's having a conversation with his dad. I don't think we ever meet his dad, but he's on speakerphone with his dad. And it's so interesting because his dad is like, you okay, buddy? Like, are you okay, man? Like, and not like, hey, you all right? It's like, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Kanye goes, yeah, are you okay? Like, and it's like, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, I know that conversation. I know what that is. And his dad is like clearly concerned for his well-being. And his dad's like, yeah, I don't know. And then Kanye starts going off. He's like, well, what the media is going to do when you go out there and say nobody should ever have abortions, that's a Christian point of view. And they're going to attack that Christian point of view. But I'm going to say what I need to say. And it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then at the very end, he's in a car on his phone on YouTube watching Tucker Carlson. And it's like, this is where I go, I have the ability to watch Tucker Carlson and view it as pure sideshow, absurdity, entertainment. This is so stupid. It's theater. There are people who do not. And one of those people is Kanye West. Tucker Carlson is being so manipulative with Kanye West's words, which is what he does. And like, that's the industry. It's what that art form is. Call that entertainment art form called cable news. That's what it is. It's about taking the clip, manipulating it so that you can feed it to your audience, either to upset them or so that they agree with it. Whatever, angle you're going for that evening, whatever is going to make you a little more money. So he's taking the quote about Kanye saying, nobody should ever get abortions or whatever. And he's like, and now people in his own camp and he's doing that Tucker Carlson voice, where it's like, I didn't say what I think, but I mean, he's going, and now people in Kanye's camp are saying that he's having mental breakdowns? And Kanye's looking at the YouTube going, who said it? Who said it? Like, he's literally, who said that? And then Tucker Carlson is like, and even if he is, does that mean he's wrong? Should he
be?
Dude, he starts saying it. He goes,
Yep.
exactly. Somebody's in the car with him. I don't know if it's Cootie or who it is. that's going, Kanye, you have to turn that off. It's negative. He goes, no, it's not. And they go, they're manipulating your words. And then he goes, no, he's not. He is doing the anti-manipulating. Like, he's telling the truth. And it's like, oh man.
Yeah. And also, like, after he played that clip to them, and then they saw that Tucker was complimenting them, or being positive towards Kanye. Then they were like, "Oh, okay, we were wrong. Go ahead, keep playing it."
And it's like, dude, exact. And then you're like, you're looking at all these factors, like that one moment. God bless Cootie. He nailed that one. Cootie nailed that one. You can't put disrespect on Cootie's name after that scene, because it puts everything into perspective. It puts where Kanye's head is at. It shows how, like, Kanye goes from being a super chill, creative genius to being this guy who's, like, got a lot of stuff that has to be worked out in that genius brain of his. It is a commentary on how damaging this sort of anger mongering can actually be for people who aren't in a position to handle it. It's so, like, you could write a thesis on just that scene alone. Like, I'm going to rewatch that scene tonight because I feel like there's just so much analysis in that one moment.
Seeing him watching it is crazy because when he was retweeting Tucker and all that stuff, people got upset. Like, how dare you tweet Tucker? Don't you know?
But you thought it was a gimmick.
Yeah. And then you watch it and you see, you see how, like, easily manipulated he is, but also, like, he doesn't even know Tucker. He goes, like, what's this white boy's name? What's this white boy's name? I'm gonna retweet him.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like a agenda or anything like that. It's
No. And he's in his own little world. And I mean, I think it all adds together. The fact that, like, he's working through all of this stuff. He stayed on tour when his mom died. He went back on tour. I mean, he left the tour remember when Kim Kardashian got robbed, and that was traumatic. That was traumatic. And he's like, he left that show to take care of his family, but then he went back on tour after that. And now he's like like, everything is public, and it's just like I feel like I want to take Kanye and just protect him. Like, that's how I left. Because Kanye as an artist, like, there's not that many people. And it sounds insane as an adult man for me to say this. But Kanye as an artist means the world to me. And it's like, you want to take that person and go, like, let me hold you. You know what I mean? You're in a damaged place. Let me hold you and let me protect you. Because there's just and I mean, the fact that he's this famous, there's just too much around him where people are absolutely going to try to get every last dollar they can out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even, like, the talk shows that are, like, having fun. I love what Trevor Noah did. Did you see Trevor Noah's post when
I watched it last night? Yeah, he took a very serious approach to it.
I didn't see the show. He posted, like, an Instagram post.
Yeah, that's what I watched.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Because Kanye got thrown off Instagram for dropping. He's fucking threatening people and acting like he's gonna find people's addresses and dropping racial bombs on Trevor Noah and all this stuff, and, like,
might send some goons to SRNow.
And it's like, bro, what? And, like, Pete Davidson saying, I had sex with your wife. It's like, it's not.
It didn't help.
It's not the most helpful thing in the world, but I don't know.
I could tell it's very hard to resist sending that text. But
I get it. But Pete Davidson's got a whole other thing. I mean, there's a whole other, like, I mean, if Pete didn't enjoy on some level this sort of whole culture, being famous for famous, all your news being everywhere. Because it's like, you like to act like he's not into that. He doesn't have an Instagram. He deleted it. So obviously he's not into this celebrity life. And it's like, really?
He sent the screenshot out.
He sent the screenshot out, but also, like, did he accidentally date Larry David's daughter and then Ariana Grande and then Kim Kardashian? Like it's literally like it's like watching. I mean, it's how most YouTubers watch their subscriber, count. Me, it goes like that. But it's you know what I mean. It's like a chart going up. Like I don't know who he's gonna. What woman after Kim? Who's what? I mean, he's have to start having sex with the Queen of England, I guess. Like I don't know where to go from there. He'd actually have to start having sex with the person he's got tattooed on his arm, Hillary Clinton. I don't know.
Good. That's a good next step.
Probably. I mean, who else after Kim Kardashian, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he does. I guess. He always comes across as a guy who doesn't care, but it's a good point.
No, yeah, this isn't happening by mistake. This is avoidable. I mean, look.
I mean, love is love, though.
Love is love is love is love is love.
You know?
Shout out.
Can't choose who you fall in love with.
Manuel. Everybody's in love with Kim Kardashian. There's nobody who's not in love with Kim Kardashian. Are you kidding me? I don't like all the fame and everything. Kim Kardashian's like, would you want to? She's like, don't you have a family? I'm like, not anymore, I guess, right? Just like, I get it. And when you're talking about
from Instagram, by the way, his Instagram is back, right?
As of when?
Kanye's?
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. He needs it. He needs to
put on timeout.
He needs an outlet. He needs to get it off his chest. I can only imagine that when you're talking about the type of women that Pete Davidson likes to bet, I mean, most of us don't have a shot. I used to, not have the confidence. That was my problem. I didn't have the confidence that physically I'd be able to maintain for some of these women that I thought were out of my league. That confidence is back in my system, and it's left me in a position where there is no woman that's out of my league. Why? Because what level am I on? The Blue Chew level, of course. Yeah, Blue Chew. It's a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it's in a chewable tablet and at a fraction of the cost. It's chewable. That means it's going to hit your system right away. You can be prepared. You can plan it out in advance. Okay, I know I'm going to need it tonight. You could be ready at a moment's notice. It's chewable. You can take it with food, take it without food, day, night. Doesn't matter. Plus, since it's done online, it's real easy to do it without any weirdness, without any awkwardness. Cootie doesn't have to follow you around, videoing you as you try to get your boner pills anymore. Instead, you go on your computer in the privacy of your own home. You could even probably do it on your phone. I don't know. And you talk to one of their licensed medical providers. Not just, typing back and forth. Once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. You don't even have to go to the pharmacy. You don't even have to tell the mailman because the packaging is so discreet. Hot dog, how much would you pay for a product like that?
Thousands.
Okay, well, how about if for a limited time I could give it to you for free $99? Yes, $0 for your first month of Blue Chew. You can get it for free. All you have to do is pay $5 shipping to try Blue Chew. Just enter the code NOTSAM at checkout, NOTSAM. All you have to do is pay that $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code NOTSAM to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information, and we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the show. Boy, oh boy, I do want to make mention, Hot Dog. I don't know if you noticed, but a link went up on Wednesday on the old Twitter account that said, show's going live. Hot Dog was like, notice the link. See you later, Sam. I'm out of here. There was no Hot Dog on that show, but most people wouldn't know that. And you want to know why? Because if you click the link now, it will say, video no longer available due to copyright infringement from Papa Vince, WWE. No,
oh my God.
WWE went, God damn it, Sam. No, look, Hot Dog, I'm trying to sit here celebrating 316 Day. And what happens to me? I'm like, let's play the Austin 316 promo and talk as we play it. Talk about how great it is.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, and clearly it's like a machine that just like WWE is just on it. Like anytime they even sniff the Austin 316 promo, they're like, that's our video now. And so the video went down, no strike or anything. It's just they block the video from being viewed. They don't even do the thing where they're like, okay, but we're going to take your money now, which I'd be like, you can have it anyway.
Yeah,
You're
that's
WWE.
nice.
Yeah, you can have it.
Take my money.
No, it's blocked. It's blocked. You won't be able to see it. I've submitted an appeal because, clearly yeah.
Why don't you just hit him up?
I texted Triple H. I was like, bro, and Triple H is like, YouTube's not my department, dude. I'm like, what is? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But so yeah. So I think it takes, like they said, you submit an appeal because obviously since I was talking over it, it's like a reaction video. Like it's not a copyright infringement.
Fair use, my friend.
It's fair use, yeah. So but except the thing about the appeal is that they're like, okay, the complainant has 30 days to respond to your appeal. And if they don't, then we'll take the block off. So, yeah, this topical show that we do, you might be able to watch last Wednesdays in 30 days.
You got canceled.
Yeah, I got canceled for a sec. I got canceled for a hot minute on Wednesday. But I will have clips from that show going up on the channel. So, like, I did I did a review of the show Yellow Jackets. We talked about Jorah spiders. We did a whole show. It was fantastic for those of you that watched it live. So clips from the show, not the Austin 316 portion, but the rest of it.
Maybe just dub it. Maybe just have me voice over Austin's promo.
Talk about your Psalms. Talk about your John 316s.
That's not how I sound.
It's almost identical. So yeah, so two things. Number one, make sure you subscribe to the channel and the bell is turned on. That way you know when those clips go up. But also, make sure you're always watching us live because that's the only way to guarantee. We are rebels. This is a shock jock show. You never know. Cootie might get pissed at today's show, and you
should have made something up. Something more controversial as to why they took your video down. You should have taken a screenshot.
Yeah, apparently you can't show your balls on YouTube.
Right, yeah. You got to get into that wave of the cancel culture mob. And so you should have taken a screenshot of the copyright and then going, guess who got canceled?
Yeah.
Guess who got taken down on YouTube?
Show up on Tucker Carlson wearing an ill-fitting suit, going like,
yeah.
And Tucker Carlson goes, so, Sam, I don't know what happened, but the idea of you expressing yourself on YouTube and them telling you that you can't speak, well, that doesn't seem like freedom of speech or America to me, does it?
No, you're right, Tucker.
Tucker, I'm glad you brought that up. He's right. He's right.
And he has this face the whole time he's listening to you?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So make sure you watch the show live, just in case we piss off the wrong people again. And by piss off the wrong people, I mean the people who write me checks. I got my WrestleMania pass in the mail.
I know you did.
So I guess they didn't get that mad at the old YouTube show.
That was before they realized you were stealing their content.
Sam Roberts now changed the name to Sam Roberts not anymore.
Get that goddamn pass back.
Change the WrestleMania logo.
You're gonna be swiping it.
Work. Yeah,
you'll be swiping it and it won't work.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
By the way, that Kanye documentary reminded me, Hot Dog. This is why I need to keep you around. If Kanye had just kept Cootie around, you're my Cootie. If Kanye had just kept Cootie around the whole time,
it, Sam.
I felt like Cootie was like low key making that argument, which feels very Cootie centric. You know?
See, at the time, Kanye went crazy without me.
No, I didn't even get to talk to you about Netflix password sharing with their.
Are they coming down on that again? Are they trying to
charge people for password sharing? Yeah.
Fuck out of here. I literally have my screen up here. It's me, my roommate Kyle. I don't even know who the third person is here. A girl I haven't talked to in ages, and my brother in VR. 5 accounts.
Maybe we'll talk about that on Wednesday. Maybe we'll do an extra show here or there this week. Who knows? But if you're watching tonight and you're live here with us, then go ahead and super chat in right now if you want your comment to be acknowledged. Then super chat in and we'll acknowledge it Not Sam's Grim Reaper. Daylight savings time was approved in 1918, and 100 years later, we're like, it's time to stop now. Yeah, I mean, sometimes people always want to mess with stuff. Like, sometimes.
Well, they're the ones who messed around with it first.
In 1918.
Fixing it.
In 1918.
This is a correction. We're correcting it.
Sometimes you go like this. That's just the way it is. And you move on. Like, you don't always, come on. When it's time to fix daylight savings time, we don't have a lot else to do. We got to solve a lot before we're
But doesn't it feel like they're doing something now? You never hear Congress pass that. And now I feel like everyone can get together and say, wow, they actually did something.
Oh, they actually can do something. It actually makes me more pissed off that they never do in any other situation. You done fucked up.
Yeah.
Six Crow, to be clear, none of your show times are changing.
All right, because of the daylight savings? Are we bumping this?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what time it is anymore. I'll wait until the government decides what time it is, and then I'll let you know. Peter Puffer, what are your thoughts on X? My thoughts on the movie X are, I'm going to see it this weekend, and we are going to discuss it on the next Sam Roberts Now. So if you are getting out to the theater this weekend and you want to be in on the conversation, yep, X is the next movie I'm going to see. I am, not maybe, not probably, am going to be making a theater trip for it, a movie theater trip for it, and I'm pretty pumped, TBH. Kevin Lumpford, Kanye's crazy is almost Amanda Bynes level. Yeah, the problem is that, I mean, I was going to say Kanye has a lot to contribute, but then that felt real mean to Amanda Bynes.
Nah, no, that's appropriate.
I mean, it's Kanye. It's Kanye Titta, you know?
Yeah.
He gave us 808s. By the way, people on the internet tried to tell me that 808s was not over-the-top genius. I won't have that conversation. I won't hear that at all.
Yeah, no slander from that.
There will be no 808 slander in my presence. You're down with that?
I'm down with that.
Okay,
no slander.
Oh,
no slander here.
All right, good. Because you're about to be, honestly, fired. I was going to cootie your ass right here. You were going to get the full cootie experience for slandering 808s. Kevin Lumpford, Skeet Davidson turned Kanye into Kukye. Skeet and Kukye.
I don't even get it. Why does he call him Skeet?
Well, you know what Skeet means?
Like, yeah.
Jizz.
Yeah.
It's like your name rhymes with jizz, you know?
I guess.
It's like if your
it's
name
very childish.
Yeah, it's like Liz Warren. If somebody called her Jizz Warren, you know, like be like, that's a pretty good one. It's the same. I think it's the same principle.
Okay.
Skeet Davidson. It's like because he's jizz, you know. Yeah. Were you looking into it like there was probably something more intellectual?
I thought there was more to this.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
It's just because his name rhymes with jizz. So, yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, I can't think of anything insulting that rhymes with che. So I can't.
He did turn him into a cuck, though. Kanye's a cuck.
He is?
Yeah, he's a cuck.
I hate that.
That sucks.
I hate to hear that.
Yeah.
They played that clip, George Bush doesn't care about black people, on the Kanye doc. That's a weird moment, man. That was real awkward. I always remembered how awkward Mike Myers was standing next to him. I forgot how awkward Chris Tucker was because
and then when it goes back to
it goes back to Chris Tucker and he's like, "Fuck this." Tyler Conrad, can we please agree Mallory is a bad dude? Come on, man. I'll tell you who's a bad dude. Corn Pop. Have you ever noticed that about Corn Pop? Bad dude. And by the way, Dias Lama says Skeet Ulrich. That's pretty funny.
Okay.
And that Corey dude, big time contribution. Appreciate you, that Corey dude.
Thank you, that Corey dude.
Yeah, you're the reason we keep it moving. Yes. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to check out everything we're doing on the channel. If you're into the wrestling side of things, Subscribe to the Notsam Wrestling YouTube channel at youtube.com/NotsamWrestling. The former top dollar AJ Francis was in the Notsam studio. So that interview went up this morning. So if you want to check that out, go check that out. We just did the new episode of Sopranos Prima Volta on this channel. So check that out. I don't know if you saw Hot Dog, but AJ Francis hosted the show WWE Most Wanted Treasures.
Yeah.
Literally, the first thing he did when I sat down was said, "Look at my Mick Foley shirt. Look at my JBL hat. Look at
showing it off."
Oh yeah, And he went like this at one point in the interview. He goes, "You know, a lot of people didn't want me to be the host of that show," and I looked right in his eyes and said, "I was extremely jealous, extremely jealous. I was not happy."
I think my favorite thing you have is the gold dust.
Yeah,
outfit.
I got a gold dust outfit in here. Get at me, A&E. Get at me.
They don't even have to go far. You just have to go straight to your basement.
Come downstairs.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. We got the studio. You didn't have to bring cameras. We got them. All right, guys. Don't forget. I'm going to cheers with you later. We'll be back in a few days. Have a good one, everybody.